he and I have a plan. We're going to be going to India in September. Because there is a festival. Now, this is some ancient lore I'm going to fill you guys in on, okay? And this is not even a joke. I'm not being ironic here, okay? There was a festival in southern India, not that far away from a city. I believe it's called Coimbatore is the city. And this is a festival called Gora Haba, Gore, like Gore, and then Habba. You can look it up. There's a few different spellings. It's a festival in which they engage in the ancient ritual of playing in shit and eating shit. Cow shit specifically. And there's videos of like, I'm not even kidding, like a poop mosh pit where they roll around in it and they eat it and they believe in it has a lot of healing properties and stuff like that. There's videos of like,
is that like they're Burning Man?
It's kind of that kind of thing. Yeah. I mean, they get.
I am so very excited for the poop festival this year.
Makes a lot of sense.
Wet. It's so far. For those of you who are audio,
what are you doing? Do not shit on me.
For those of you who are audio only, there are 30 Indian men shirtless in a giant pile of cow shit, and several of them have acquired boulders of cow shit. Our man in frame center with the yellow shorts has already made a man unconscious with a ball of shit, and he's coming in for the coup de grace. Like he's like Arnold in Predator, finishing the guy off.
If I tried to tell an AI to draw this, it would be like, this is against our terms of service. We will not draw an Indian poop festival.
Well,
this
top boulder guy getting the middle boulder guy.
Yeah, it does sound so racist. Like if someone with a Nazi hat on told me about this festival, I'd be like, get the fuck out of here. There is no possible way. But if like the news is talking, I was genuinely counting fingers in this photo. And like, this has to be AI. Where's a third arm somewhere? A third arm could just be another aspect of.
You sound like someone who's never worked in IT. This is normal.
This is the thing. Like Brandon and I have been joking for a long time about like smoking shit and eating shit. Would be like hit the poop pipe because we thought it was so funny. And then we made the startling discovery that in India there are they believe, some of them anyway, that there's a lot of medicinal properties to shit. So like when people had COVID, they were like, listen, I'm your doctor. What you are going to do is take a mason jar, put the poo-poo and put your piss inside of it and drink it, and it will go away. It will be gone by tomorrow. And this is a real thing. This is a real thing. So we're going to go there and explore their culture. I think it works. I haven't heard of any shit-eating related deaths personally. So
yeah, my breath was awful, but otherwise I felt fine.
Dude, can I just move to India and be a doctor? Is it like the reverse of what they do to come here? Like,
you give up your law career for that?
Yeah, I go over there and I'm like, I am also from America and I am a doctor. And what you must be doing, the necessary is to eat the poo-poo. Like, that would be fun.
In the US we do this too. That's how we're so advanced. We've been doing this before the Indians, and that's why we're on the come up right now. So frankly you should go over there. You'll have a PhD in no time.
Damn. A degree in fecal matter and poop. This is what so is it really medical? Like this is like that tomato festival in Spain where they're just having a fun time.
So the medical thing is separate. So this is a festival celebrating the potential spiritual properties of the shit, from what I understand. But the medical stuff is separate. That's practiced sort of countrywide in areas. But the poop festival happens in one specific area. It's like hours away from an airport. We don't know how the fuck we're going to get there, to be honest with you, but we did buy plane tickets. We don't have a guide. So we might die. We might get speared. We're also hanging out with Hindu cannibals when we're there that live on this beach in another part of India, more central. So it's going to be a totally fucked up trip. We probably
Is it the Jackass guys with that put the ash on them? Like, have you seen the old Jackass where they went and they meet up with like this tribe? I think it's in India of bone ash covered cannibals, and they try.
I haven't actually seen that. I know the cannibals live near a beach, and I know they wear necklaces of human jaws. But they don't eat. They don't like kill people and eat them. At least according to them, that's what they say. They eat the elderly because they believe it transfers the properties and knowledge to them. So
okay, you're young, you're fine.
Well, I don't know. In that video, the guy was trying to bite Steve-O. Like he was like actively like trying to.
He was hungry.
Nibble.
At that point in Steve-O's life, that might have killed the cannibal.
Yeah,
got him
he'd
high.
have been awful high.
It would have been enough. Damn. So you're gonna go meet up with Indian cannibals. You're gonna pop by the poop festival. I imagine that you and Brandon are gonna be kind of prime targets at the poop festival for the festivities, right? Because if you're the only ones not covered in shit, when in Rome, you know you're gonna be made fun of.
Some assumptions there. You think
you're gonna be peer pressured into
get a load of this fucking loser with no shit at all on him.
It smells like deodorant.
Oh, look at me! I'm going to go take a shower.
That might happen. We do have a friend named Brody TV on YouTube. Big shout out. He said he would wear goggles and play around. So that should be good. We're going to try to strap a GoPro to him, I think, and just witness a POVs for everyone at home to enjoy.
Dude, if I were the president of India, I would be waging a Kim Jong-un disinformation like campaign with the military, where I'd be like, this is the end of the poop festival. We will never do it again. And then I'd tell my officials to be like, round up any and all poopers and remove them. We are a laughing stock of the entire world. I go to their World Economic Meeting. I say, I have some ideas. And they say, get out of here. Your people are pooping in a festival. I am so very embarrassed. And like,
I think they should have stages. They can have like some cool bands up there, maybe like throw the shit around. Like I think it'd be a beautiful thing. It's like spiritual, you know, it's like Burning Man. Like you said, it's like Coachella, but for shit.
Yeah. It's Coachella for shit. Probably just as stinky.
It's important we respect their cultural views, though, Taylor.
Not this
All
one.
Cultures are equally good.
No,
equally good,
Taylor. Not this one.
I think theirs is better. I mean, what are we doing with our shit? You know, we call it waste. We literally call it waste. They're making use of it. So, I mean, think about it that way.
What happens the next day?
Point.
Like,
they plant crops.
The infection sets in.
Like, I haven't really thought about that, to be honest. I don't know what they do.
Imagine having an open wound. Imagine having like an open wound and you hop in the doo-doo festival and come out and lose your fucking arm.
Dude,
like,
you remember or like not remember, but Woody, you grew up in like a tourist town.
Yes.
Like, can you imagine if you grew up in this Indian poop town and you're like, oh no, is it June again already? They are the worst, these leafers.
Cow poop is the best poop to play in, though.
Indian guy.
Is it
Cow
the best?
poop is your favorite to play in, Kyle?
Yeah.
What's second place?
Of the poops, it's probably the cleanest.
Some sort of are they called ungulates? Like something that chews cud. Something that chews cud, I think. Because all everything that's going in is just grass for the most part, especially with cows.
Yeah, it starts as grass, right?
Yeah, but like it doesn't go to a much more terrible place than grass. If you ever look at cow poo, I mean it's poo, but it's like, all right, I've seen worse poo than this. Like a predator's poo is all sorts of nasty things in there. They just eat everything. An omnivore or like bear shit, look, it's just so disgusting. I'd much rather have cow poo than, I don't know, people poo for sure. People poo.
I'm an omnivore and I'm kind of offended.
I mean, I would so much rather play around in cow shit than any of your guys' shit.
Yeah, my shit looks really fucked up lately. I drink so much Red Bull and I pop so many Zins in my mouth, like it's straight up toxic. It's like horrible. I don't even know like what comes out of my ass. Like I would not wish on my worst enemy for them to see that.
Dude, keep it up. That's that's how you win friends and influence people in India.
No, you're right.
They're gonna
get the most foul shit of all time. Will like blackmail them, like my poop is better than yours anyway. I think I should be governor.
For the last time, Tom, stop speaking to us in this manner. It is insulting.
just doing that's like Family Guy, Simpsons, like every cartoon show's done it, but just the idea of like going to a foreign country and speaking broken English in their accent at them always makes me smile and laugh. Like as they're
do not put this shit in the double gulp cup. Whatever you do. Whatever you do.
No.
Whatever you do.
Unless you purchase it, then it is yours to do as you wish.
Bring your cup from home.
So this was just a spur of the moment decision from you and Brandon. Like, wow, this is a hilarious festival. Let's go get video of it.
Well, so I think Brandon somehow found out about it, and then he spent the next 2 days, maybe 3 days, like incessantly posting about it on Twitter, basically having a mental breakdown, being like, how is this fucking real? And he's texting me about it, and I'm like, I can't stop laughing about it. Like, it's 1 a.m. at night is keeping me up. I'm like, really, like, I was genuinely fucked up over finding out about this because, like, once again, never in my most racist dreams would I have imagined that this is a real fucking thing that these people do. They roll around in like literal shit. You go on Brandon's Twitter, he has videos of women like with a poop bowl and they like put it on their face and they're like, this is good. Like it clears up their skin, I guess. So that explains a lot about why Indians smell really good. So I think that, after the mental breakdown, he was like, I think we need to book a trip. So we booked all of our flights and
How much were the flights? I'm dying to know.
It wasn't even that much. I think 2 ways from here it's like JFK to New Delhi and then New Delhi back. I think it was only like $2,000 maybe, $1,500. It wasn't that bad.
Yeah,
could be worse.
That's pretty long. Is that a there's some stops. I would imagine.
No, it's JFK to New Delhi. It's 17 hours, I think.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty.
Oh my god. 17 hours.
Yeah. I think we were planning on popping some trazodones or something on the flight.
If the smell's bad on the way there, just imagine the smell on the way home from the poop festival, right? After the celebration.
Well, this is the thing. Every flight I've ever booked, even ahead of time, like I was looking at flights to Japan, which is like comparable distance, right? All the seats are like filled up. They're mad expensive, right? On the flight to New Delhi, we were the only ones picking seats. There was nobody else who wanted to be on that fucking flight. Like literally the plane was empty. We could pick whatever we wanted. We could get the best upgrade we wanted. Like we're sitting all at the front of the plane in the same row for like cheap because nobody fucking wants to go there. And I don't really blame them, to be honest, because there's horror stories about literally every day on Twitter. I see a story like couple goes to India, woman gets raped 18 times by the time she leaves, guy gets murdered. Like it's brutal. And the police, I think, are just not equipped to do anything about it. I was curious about the whole cow thing because they respect the cows a lot there. And I was curious about what the situation was. So I was reading a little bit about renting a car and I was on I think it was like the US Embassy website or something like that. And they said, if you're in a car, if you see a cow, do not under any circumstance even get close to it because certain people there in India have been known to incinerate. They use the word incinerate on the US government website, incinerate the car and the passengers inside of it if they disrespect a cow. And the police are like they won't do anything.
Dude, that's the video. The whole video is disrespecting cows in India.
The video will be the last one.
This is disrespecting cows.
Into every cow you see.
I saw you take on that white dude with the man bun. You could handle 3 or 4 of those little fuckers.
Yes.
Oh, Indians! Imagine like 100 of them, like it's like a World War Z, like swarming. You know? I feel like
they just turn into a liquid.
That's how they attack with like fluid dynamics. They're
kind of the thing about
crash upon you like a wave.
Indians aren't conscious like us. They're kind of a hive mind, so they just operate at the same time. So one of them senses something like pheromones travel in the air, and they all know what the fuck to do.
Is that true?
Man, I'm learning so much.
I'm an expert. I'm a racial expert. Okay? I'm just studying the race. I've been reading a lot.
I should show you or ship you a copy of my phrenology textbook I bought offline. Seems like a fellow scientist of skull size.
I would appreciate that.
Yeah, it's got all sorts of pictures in there that it'll show like a crooked nose, and it'll be like, "Beware the nose of the financier." And I'm like, "Oh, I wonder what this fucking guy was getting at in 1855."
So sick. I hear he's going to do a video in India where he turns all the poop eaters into a fine paste for us to eat to feed the homeless. It'd be awesome.
That would be funny if he had a video at the same time, and he was like him trying to clean the streets in the middle of the poop festival.
That'd be great.
He doesn't get it.
We're going to clean up all this shit for these kind people who can't seem to get this shit out of this city. And then they're all just like, fuck you, bloody, fuck you, bloody, fuck you, Mr. Beast. Fuck you. Yeah. They're pissed the fuck off. They're like, Mr. Beast an asshole. It's his biggest controversy ever.
Dude, I can't wait for your content at the poop festival. I'm going to watch your and Brandon's video on that.
It's going to be traumatizing. We were considering bring like an IRL streaming setup, but we thought if something traumatic happens, we might not want to have that live streamed on YouTube for the world to see. So we'll probably have to do some cutting after. But
that's also a lot of money to flash too. You know, like depending on what kind of rig you've got. Like you've got a DSLR with a whole setup. Like somebody might just want to change their life by taking it from you.
Yeah, well, it's pretty expensive. I know the main thing for IRL streaming is there's like companies that make the bag with the server in it, so you always have like internet wherever you go. But I think those are quite expensive. And then on top of that, there's like battery life for whatever you're filming with to worry about. And I mean, then once again, like, you know, if an Indian person does something to me, I might get kind of racist with him or something. And, you know, you just don't need that out there on the internet for everyone to see. You got to be able to cut it.
Someone's going to make a hate video about you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just start doing an Indian accent like bloody, fuck you, bloody, when they're robbing me.
Yeah, someone might make a mean-spirited video where they implicate Wendigoon as a bad guy for hanging out with you.
He did have a Hawaiian shirt. That part's confirmed.
What I learned is that none of us made the bad guy cut. That makes us basically Bernie Sanders supporters, progressives.
Right? Like, dude, call me irrelevant more directly.
I told him that we were going to India, and he was very confident that we were going to die. So I think, given how much knowledge of the world he has, I'm very confident that he could be right, and it will make for a great video. I mean, if one of us dies, like one of us still has the footage, right? It's
Zach, now somebody make a hate video called Lesbian Book Club and just run with it.
No one would even get the reference.
Probably true.
While we're on international studies, as well as tangentially feces, I don't know if you saw, but the North Koreans, Taylor, have been systematically flying balloons of feces into South Korea.
Yeah, they're bragging. Look at all the food we have. We can make poop.
Did you hear the justification, Kyle?
Tell me.
Oh, you hadn't. So South Korea, the one that is our ally, has been systematically flying their own version of trash over, which is like K-pop and entertainment, and it's really
Wikipedia.
kind of it's propaganda. Can propaganda be true? I'm not sure, but they're sending over, hey, this is what life is like outside of North Korea, and the USB drives and shit like that, and they're like, we think that what you're sending us is disgusting filth, so we're sending you disgusting filth back, which is feces.
Yeah. They're sending culture north and they're sending shit south. Like they send things like sitcoms and stuff like that. So
what sitcoms? I'll be the judge.
All Friends, lots of Friends. I'm sure.
Maybe Simpsons.
Okay, I mean, early seasons.
They're yellow. I don't know. Oh, they'd identify with the Simpsons, of course.
What if they are only sending like seasons 20 and up? I wouldn't be okay with. I'd be fine with them sending shit back if they're getting like season 28 of The Simpsons.
But some people call it a shit bomb. I think in India they'll be regarded as like sharing culture, like a culture drop type thing. I think it's
like
nice.
Care package.
Yeah,
just in time for the festival.
It's like a loot crate type thing. Like they just drop them
a poop crate.
Yeah.
Zach, can we get a picture of the poop balloons going into South Korea?
And the thing is, it has to be a coordinated government effort to send this shit south. Like the thing going north is probably some aid group or some international group that's trying to send culture north or information north. They're like, hey, break out of your mindset. There's a bigger world. They probably haven't even seen a real world map before. But whoever's sending shit south, nobody's doing that without permission. You know what I mean? Like that seems like this is a government. That's one of those weather balloons. Like,
yeah. I mean, I'm sure the South Korean government is like sending like sitcoms and all sorts of shit up there. Like that's a super valuable way to like get people's minds. Be like, hey, if you like this, imagine how much more you'd like everything else we have not in North Korea. Like it's a good seed to plant.
Have you seen the YouTube channels that specifically have North Korean defectors and they expose them to Western culture? And
you showed me what you like linked me one of them like years ago, where it was just a poor, skinny little guy eating an American serving size of barbecue and being baffled at every step of it. Where he's like, and this amount of food would be for 10 families. And they're like, no, this is your entree. And we haven't even brought out your biscuits yet. And he's like, oh, what a wonderful place. And I'm Indian too. I'm Indian too now because I'm so stuck in that for this episode.
They show them all sorts of Western culture. A lot of the time it's food. I saw some guys, they seemed like Bedouin tribesmen from the Middle East, and they were eating lobster for the first time, and just trying to say the word lobster was difficult for them. So when it came out, they were terrified. It doesn't, if you've never seen a lobster before and someone plops one down on the table, it looks like a giant cockroach.
That's fair. Yeah. They don't know how tasty it is yet.
They're pretty freaky.
It's not.
I'm from Maine, and they're really freaky looking, bro.
It's just a butter shovel. It's the butter that's tasty.
It's a giant bug. It's a giant fucking bug that lives in the ocean that we were like, why don't we eat the bug?
I will eat the ocean bugs, 100%.
I mean, they taste good in like a roll, but I don't like when my parents like they have the bug itself and they like pull it apart. They're like, they're sucking out the meat. I find that disgusting. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't do crawfish either.
I do shit like that. Yeah.
Crawfish look like roaches to me. Like it looks like a big cockroach. It's got that tail on it and everything.
Yeah. And, I mean, of the sea bugs, crawdads are absolutely the worst because the amount of meat in there is so small.